Hello YouTube, Tim here, how you going? Just want to start by saying I'm out riding this morning and it's the 1st of January 2021. I'm riding up through this stuff goes for about 10 k's. I will take you along the ride in a minute, but I'm actually here with the Z today. I went to ride the Harley, got a flat front tyre, so I had to bring the Z out today. But one good thing though is I'm going to show you about these pipes in a sec. But I've actually stopped here. This is a memorial on this road to a gentleman by the name of, I can say that, Peter Brock, ROP, King of the Mountain. And he was a bit of a legend here in Australia. We have a race car series here called the V8 Supercars, and it was like a Ford versus Holden thing. And to all my international viewers, Holden is basically Australia's version of Chevrolet. So we had Holden and Ford, and it was called he was the King of the Mountain. And the big race here was called Bathurst, and it was like an 11-hour race. He was probably one of the greatest drivers we've ever had in this country. The reason why this is here is because he actually died here, funnily enough. There's another bit of a thing to him. Someone's did something to it, but someone's bloody destroyed it. A legend is gone and never forgotten. I don't know if you can see that. It's a sort of bit grubby. They put a rubbish bin right there. I mean, how stupid is that? Anyway, so Peter Brock, he was a racing legend here. So when he retired from the professional circuit, he did road rallies, and we used to have a road rally here called Targa West Rally. And you can see when I take up the road, you can see it's like a freaking PlayStation. It's just twisties and turns and K's, and every corner has these giant yellow arrows on. So it's like a racing car game on a console. There's a reason for that. This is probably one of the most deadliest roads in Perth that motorcycle riders go on, and the cops are always here. You see burnouts everywhere. There's a motorcycle burnout here. No, it wasn't me. I cherish my rubber more than most people do. And so yeah, so the amount of people over the last probably 10-15 years that have actually crashed on this road are now paraplegics, or they're dead, because there's like gullies like this down in here. I don't know if you can see it, and they just overshoot. They get target fixation with trees and they just head into the trees. It's just amazing how that actually works, target fixation. As a bike rider, you probably know what I mean by that. You get focused on something and you just keep going towards it. It's happened to me a few times, and luckily enough I haven't followed through. Another thing on this road which I need to show you is the gum trees here drop these nuts, and they're round and they're everywhere. They're actually in the road. They're on all the corners, and the parrots and the cockatoos get into them. And what they are is solid freaking round things. I don't know if you can see that. They're called a honky nut off the gum trees, and they have seeds in them when they're sort of growing. And the cockatoos and the parrots and that, they love them because they're a bit sweet, but they're solid as they're like rocks. I'll give you an example. Here you go. And you can go under a tree because they're overhanging, and there's like literally 30 or 40 of them on a corner. And you can get some really big ones too, you know, like little ones and big ones, but the big ones you hit with your front tyre and that's it, you're going to go. So got to be careful of four things. One is kangaroos. Okay, kangaroos are like, well, you all know what kangaroos are. Emus are like dumb ostriches, and they run straight at you. They get angry at you. Cops and hidden speed cameras and freaking honky nuts. Anyway, so before further ado, so another thing too, pipes on the bike. I got rid of those little tiny Vance and Hines pipes because they were like really buzzy through my helmet, and I've got these. They're made by a local company here called Screaming Demon, and they're a fairly big pipe. I like the fact that they're got the chrome and black on them, and they match the sort of rims and stuff. Well, aluminium and black. They're a big pipe, but they've got a really nice deep note to them. And when you're riding along, cruising along, say, I don't know, 70, 80 k's an hour, they're just in the background, which is great. They're not buzzy. The other pipes were really buzzy. Actually, I'll just start that for you so you can actually hear these. In neutral, yep. There you go. So they're actually really quite deep, and they're starting to cover up a bit now, and the note's changing a bit, which is really cool. Anyway, without further ado, we'll get going. Yeah, so I woke up this morning. I was going to bring the Harley today, come out for a nice slow cruise, but I've been having a bit of a problem with the front tyres been going down over, say, a week. I put 30 to 35 pound in it, and by within 4 days it's 20 pounds. So I thought it might have been the valve, so I changed the guts in the valve, and no, it's still, after 4 days, it's down to about 15 pounds. So I've got to get something in there, and of course, being Christmas, flies in my face, being Christmas, I can't get tyres from anywhere. All the suppliers are shut. Alright, so let's go on this PlayStation ride, make sure there's no one hammering around here, because in the past people have come down here at a hell of a speed. So you've got all these gullies and stuff in them, and yeah, so this leaves and honky nuts, got to be so careful, and these corners just go on and on and on. So I won't be going too fast, it's just not worth it, plus I can't afford to pay the police department for their next bill. So I'm just going to I'll be spirited, but I'm not going to go stupid. So you'll notice that the corners will say 55, 60 k's, 30 k's. That ain't going to happen. That is not going to happen. It's going to be double that, but I'm not going to go stupid down the straights. Yeah, so I just want to say Happy New Year to everybody, 2021. And this is my first official ride for the year. It'll be my first official video. Hopefully you all had a great New Year's. I had a quiet one. Wasn't really too fussed about it this year. Now the reason being for that is just because of COVID, I guess. I mean, I think we can all relate to that. See what I mean by these corners. They might not look like much on the camera, but they're really tight. Yeah, so yeah, I had a quiet New Year's Eve. I was up at 6 AM this morning. I've been out riding for about an hour already. Had breakfast at a cafe. It's been really good. And being New Year's Day, there is hardly anything on the road. Other bikes and stuff around here. I've seen a few bikes come past since I've before I started the video log, but oh, that was a bad bump. I thought my kidneys moved. Jesus. See how it just switches back from left to right. And I've got to be so careful because of the leaves and the honky nuts. Yeah, so I'm going to have to fix the tyre up on my Harley. That's a bit of a bummer. That's, I woke up this morning, I all planned to go, and I thought I'll just check it, you know what, and it's flat. And I seriously just was so pissed off. I thought, you know what, take the Z. I'm lucky to have the Z, to be honest. I can actually go for a ride. I mean, I can pump the Harley tyre up and it'll last 3 or 4 days. But I've got this stuff at home. I bought it on the weekend. It's called sludge or slime, tyre slime. You take the valve out, you put it in, put the valve back in, pump her up, go for a ride, and it seals everything up to 3mm. So it doesn't seal the valve. That'd be kind of crap, wouldn't it? Yeah, so yeah, I'm going to have to do that, and the Harley needs a wash too, so I'm going to have to do that this afternoon, I think. Forecasting 36 degrees Celsius today, so a bit of a reprieve from the 40-degree days we've had for the last week. We've had like 4 or 5 of them. It's been stinking hot. But to my mates in the Northern Hemisphere in America, you guys have you've all got snow. So there's a few roads coming up, or a few corners coming up where that's your dog legs, and then there's like a bridge that goes over a creek that goes into one lane. So this is called Obrien Rd. So for all of you guys that live in Western Australia that do follow me, there's a couple of you. You would all know this road, I'm pretty sure. Most motorcycle riders in Perth know this road. Problem is, so do the cops. So now, earlier, 5 or 6 years ago, 7 years ago, I had a Triumph Street Triple R version. 675, and I used to come around here at ungodly speeds, anywhere between 160 and 220 k's an hour. Not anymore. Can't afford to lose my licence, and I can't afford to pay the police department too much money. So here we go. So look at this. I mean, you're coming down a hill to the left. It's okay when you're going up. Just you can understand why people have accidents. They end up in the gullies like in there. I mean, it doesn't look like much on the camera, I bet, but these streets are tight, or the roads are really, really tight. Yes, as we head down into the sort of the valley here, it gets really, really tight. And when you go out, there's some awesome bit of road. And after we've been through there, we'll end it. So as I was stopped at the memorial there, I was just hydrating, having a drink of water, and the guy came past on a XR 1000, I think it's an BMW, and he was hiking, man. So I mean, how they get tighter and tighter and tighter, they just keep on going. So when you're going the other way, it's actually good because most of it's uphill, so it's easier to turn into corners going uphill. Well, I find that anyway, at speed. So, something smelled a bit funky, like a dead kangaroo somewhere. So another 30k corner because this is really tight. So this is where it comes into one lane. See the sign there, one lane. So I've come down here a few times and I've almost been taken out. So it's a bridge. No overtaking. Comes into a one lane bridge and opens back up to 2 lanes again. So now this corner is really tight, awesome tight. Yeah, so these pipes are pretty good. They're starting to get a bit of carbon in them now, so they're starting to sound a bit deep, which is good. So I hope you guys are all okay, and you're all feeling good. You've had hopefully this year for us all is good. 30 k's. This is the dog leg. This goes back on itself. Trail brake as I go around this corner. Tight as hell, this thing. Hey, there we go. Another one. Except this time it goes the other way. Yeah. See what I mean by a PlayStation game? All these big ass arrows. Because it's like, even though there's gullies in there, when you're doing speed, you'll end up going through all them trees, you're buggered. And I've actually been on group rides, there's been 5 or 6 of us, and guys have just gone straight into the trees. And it puts them off riding, they don't ride again. I've had mates go out in groups, people have had accidents, broken backs. It's like I said, the camera doesn't do it any justice, but it's pretty hairy around here, it's a dangerous road. So anyway guys, I'm going to stop it there if it hasn't already stopped. I hope you had a great new year. Let's all have hope for a good new year 2021. Let's hope it's a good one, and or better than the last one. We come through this coronavirus crap together, and things sort of get back to normal. So anyway guys, happy new year to you. Thanks to all my subscribers for following me. All my new subscribers, thanks for subscribing, and take care guys, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.